Oh, let's set our timer. Ooh. Okay. Wait. Wait. There we go. All right. Hello, everybody. This is going to be a little bit messy today because we had some rain. And we're going to hope that this storm doesn't get in our way. All right, here we go. Okay, hi everybody. This is Jenny of Soul Pet Connections. Ooh, buggy. I'm an animal communicator and energy healer for animals and their people too. Today we are working my foster horse, Bee. We're gonna take a poop break right off the bat. Let's readjust the glasses while we have a chance. Good job, Mama. Oof. All right. Let's try to avoid that, shall we? So she likes to work over here in the dirt, which happens to be a little bit messy, but I keep it mucked. It's just a dirt mound. So there are some videos of Bee from quite a while ago. I expect the last videos I have of her are from February. Also working on the long lines. We are still working on her balance and coordination. And the long lines are a really, really great tool to do that because it asks her to align her pelvis and spine, which is very difficult for a horse that's been out of balance and coordination for a very long time like she has. She is a Tennessee walking horse. She's 22 years old. Probably said all this before, but just for the refresher, she's 22 years old and has had some babies. She has also there's definitely some abuse in her past. We don't really know exactly what. I don't need to know. But she's been with me now for, I suppose, a year and a half. Bug. Good job. And when she arrived, I could not get on her right side. She did not want me over there. She still resists me being over there, but she did not want me over there at all back then. And she, so she's just really struggled with her balance and her coordination. So there's a nice lick and chew, very good right off the bat, pretty quick. What I'm seeing today that I'm loving is that her head is closer to level more often than not. So there it waffles, there's a little more level, a little longer. She probably has to swat a bug, but I don't really care. That encourages her to get her head down, and that's fine. So there's close to level, not level. So this is what happens on the long reins is they tend to really go in and out of better movement every few steps. Sometimes every step there's a change. She's pretty heavy today on the lines. She's pretty heavy most days, that's not new. But I'm really liking how close to level her head is the majority of the time. That's awesome. So it's great to start out that way in the session. Like the fact that she's able to start our work this close to level is fantastic. Closer to level she is, the more in alignment her spine is, which means she can release all those contracting muscles that she's been using to coordinate her movement. And so all I am doing is trying to keep a consistent feel on the inside rein. It's in my left hand right now. My right hand has the outside rein. And so she's either going to wobble inward, she's going to fall inward, or right now she's going to fall outward out of the circle. So you'll notice that right rein is sliding out of my hand, but here she comes back into the circle. So I take up that rein. And this is just over and over asking her to align her pelvis, align her spine, so that she can find a better coordination of movement. using the correct muscles, the optimal muscles for movement and coordination. Movement should be easy, right? Like all the pictures of ponies that we look at and dream about, they're just floating across the countryside at a gallop, right? Just the movement looks easy and free and beautiful, and somehow the majority of our horses look far from that. They don't look like that at all. They're hard as rocks, they're tense, their muscles are hard, their movement is jarring, riding them is bumpy, it feels difficult. Gait transitions between speeds and gaits often feel rough. There's another licking chew, it's great. She's irritated by a fly at the moment, but I don't mind. Good job. Perfect. So if you watched Storm's video recently, I shared that his word is happy, so her word is perfect. And so that's the word that I use when I notice her doing something that's ideal. And I don't even care if it's actually not perfect. What I want her to do is connect the word with moving in the right direction, making a choice that's better than not, or better than before. So some of what I'm watching for, in addition to her head dropping, is watching that pelvis. And you'll notice as she moves right now, whoop, there you go, good job. You'll notice as she moves right now, there's a lot of tilt in her pelvis with each step. It rocks really hard side to side. And what happens is as they get more and more coordinated, that rocking just slowly disappears as they find more stability. In terms of conformation, what people would say about her is that she has a high tail set. The problem is that's actually her pelvis being rotated. It is an alignment issue and not a conformational issue. So the longer we work her and the longer we rehab, that will eventually change as she finds better quality movement and builds the muscles that she needs in order to move at a much better quality. Perfect. There's a third lick and chew for the day. That's amazing. Even though she's 22, she's fully capable of making all of these improvements to her body. And the advantage of working with them at this age is they actually want it. As soon as they figure out that the work begins to make them feel better, they really want it and they love it. So it becomes something that they are eager to participate in because it improves their well-being. Oh goodness, there is a big wobble with that bug swat. It happens sometimes. So I have to make sure I'm on my balance. So even though this work is from a distance, and even though I am not riding her or touching her physically other than through the lines, the better I can focus on my posture and my balance and alignment, the more aligned she will be. So the question is, can I find my alignment to gravity? Can I find my hips? And are my hips tilted either forward or back? Because horses can be, there we go. Even I get the lines a little twisted sometimes. Horses can be rotated in either direction too far, so they can be tucked too far under, or they can have their back dropped so that their pelvis is out behind them in extension too far. She has spent too much time in extension. Her head up and her back dropped, and therefore her pelvis rotated. So the nice thing about this work is it's also very gentle. but it is constantly asking for her to find the muscles that will bring about more ease. There's our first 10-minute mark. I'm going to let her get all the way around the circle here and then turn her around where we've got plenty of room to do a Yui. There we go. I'm going to step back just a little bit. She says, "What are you doing?" She knows this drill by now. So we just drop that line down, find the center of our circle again, restart our timer, and away we go. This side is traditionally her more difficult side, but lately that has been much more even, with much less discrepancy between the two. Oh, geez. It's hard to dally the ropes. I don't like them on the ground because they pick up dirt and twigs and things that poke you. And they also have a tendency to get twisted around your feet. So I don't like them on the ground. But it's tricky to learn to do that all at once. Oh, I'm losing my balance. There we go. So I like that she's moving slow. The slower they move, the more real physical awareness they have of how they are coordinating. This work is like walking on a balance beam for an extended period of time, a very narrow balance beam. That was a big wobble, but as a result of a bug swat, you'll notice that she is swatting the bugs a bit more in this direction. So nothing has changed clearly. All we did was change direction. So the bug swatting can be the result of struggling to find balance, which is also why I don't mind. I just ignore it, make sure I'm providing enough support, ask her to keep trying. So I've increased my feel just a little bit to provide her a little more support so that she's able to keep moving a little bit better. And I say that and she stops. Waiting for the sun to move so I'll be in the shade, but don't want to move my feet too much because it's going to put the circle out of whack a little bit. Maybe I can get right here. That is so much better. All right. So, comparatively speaking, her head is spending a tiny bit more time up, but I'm liking the fact that overall it's still not that much higher, and right now it's lower. She's trying to swat a bug, but I don't mind the fact that it's low. So the other piece of this is the reins tend to be pretty heavy. Come on, Mama. Oh, you still have time. Very good. She just says, "This is difficult. Can we stop?" And I say, "Nope, you need to get your steps in." So, let's see, that makes me lose my train of thought. Good job, that's perfect. Nice little snorty breath. What I was saying is, good job, that's perfect. Perfect, perfect. So you also know things are working when the breathing frees up. And snorting and blowing, just like the licking and chewing, is just another sign that they're getting into more alignment because they're able to breathe better. So what I was going to say before is that the reins are heavy, but I can still work on my own feel with the reins and how I am responding to her. I'm aiming for a very consistent feel, which again requires that the outside rein, which is now on my left hand, be constantly adjusted in length. So the inside rein is my measuring stick, and the outside rein is the one that makes the adjustments. My hand never moves on the length of the inside rein. And that's what enables me to get the feedback. Whoop, 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 wobble, wobble. Yeah, you wobbled. You have to keep going though. That's what enables me to give her the feedback so that she can find the alignment in her pelvis and then through her spine. So still seeing a lot of rocking and rolling in this direction, possibly more. And her head spending a tiny bit more time up, higher than it was the other way. One of the other keys to maintaining this is keeping your elbows in. I get caught every now and then with my elbows out. But also, for the most part, I know I can hold her. Perfect. Perfect. So now we're beginning to get some steps where it's a couple steps in a row with her head closer to level than not. And then we go a couple steps more. So if we said 3 o'clock was level, she's spending time between 1 and 2, probably closer to 2, and that's pushing 3:30, which is lovely. Bugs. That's it, girl. Lovely. Perfect. And another lick and chew. Is that like 4 or 5? I lose count when it starts getting this high. So again, just like with the riding, I am constantly checking in with my body. Where's my balance? Am I organized? Am I engaged through my core? Am I leaning? Sometimes I tend to lean against the reins here. And how do my arms feel? Are my hands connected to my tailbone through my back? Not done yet. Just under 3.5 minutes. So there is fascia that runs from your ring finger all the way up your arm, over your shoulder, down along your spine to tailbone. So can you think about having your arms connected through your back to your tailbone? And whenever I do that, my arms suddenly become a bit springier. They aren't as tight. I'm not gripping with my arms as much. So my arms are a bit weighted, so she is creating the tension by tugging a little bit on my arms, but my hands are giving, even though there's a lot of weight in the rein. So her head is steadily coming closer and closer to that nice and horizontal 3 o'clock. Or quarter after, whatever you want to say. And she's really thinking about things. I know you have a fly, but you can keep going. Perfect. 2 minutes, we can do it. Butterfly visit. Very nice. This is so perfect. Perfect, perfect, pretty girl. So what I'm liking is she is stopping and her head is not immediately going up when she stops. It is lifting a little bit quicker than I'd like when she steps forward, but that's progress. The fact that she can stop with her neck more level and slightly longer is a change. It's different. So many people get bored doing this work, but I find it fascinating to study the shifts and changes in the horse from session to session. None of it's wrong. It's all just observations and exploration. So whatever tool you're using is either working or it's not. And if it's not, then you go look for a different type of tool, or you adjust the tool. Yes. Perfect. Oh, lovely. She stepped off there and did not really change her neck any. And the other thing to remember is oftentimes as they begin to release old patterns, they look worse before they look better because the body is looser, right? It was moving with tension. Yes, perfect. Tension was how she was coordinating and organizing her body with overusing certain muscles. And so when those muscles start to let go, before she can find the new coordination, it gets wobbly. And it looks kind of bad. And she knows that that sound is all done, right? She knows that's a good sound. So they learn the second ding is the one to stop. And there we go. That's a good job. That's such a good job. Alrighty, well, thank you guys for hanging out with us today. And I look forward to seeing you again next time.